Hello everyone, Red Lip here. Las Vegas, the city where buffets once ruled as the ultimate symbol of excess and value, now finds itself at a crossroads between nostalgia and economic reality. Today, we're diving deep into one of the Strip's most intriguing buffet mysteries, the MGM Grand Buffet. Has this once legendary dining destination finally found its footing after years of mediocrity? Or is it still struggling to justify its $38.99 price tag in a world where buffets are becoming extinct faster than you can say all you can eat? We've endured the lines, sampled every station, and analyzed the value proposition so you don't have to waste your hard-earned vacation dollars on disappointment. But here's the burning question that might surprise you. What if I told you this underdog buffet might actually be one of Vegas's best-kept secrets for specific types of diners? Let me paint you a picture of the current Vegas buffet landscape. While Bacchanal at Caesars charges upwards of $80 for brunch, and Wynn's buffet approaches the $100 mark, MGM Grand sits quietly at $38.99 for Friday brunch, or an even more reasonable $33.99 Monday through Thursday. This isn't the sprawling food palace you'll find at Bellagio or the Instagram-worthy spectacle of Wicked Spoon. The MGM Grand Buffet operates from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. only, focusing exclusively on the brunch experience rather than attempting to be everything to everyone. Walking into the space at precisely noon on a Friday, the first thing that strikes you isn't grandeur, but rather refreshing honesty. This buffet doesn't pretend to be something it's not. And sometimes in Vegas, that authenticity is worth more than gold-leafed desserts. Let's start with what might be the most overlooked station, the pizza corner. Tucked away like a guilty secret, the pizza station represents everything this buffet does surprisingly well when you catch it at the right moment. The pepperoni pizza, while not winning any authenticity awards from Naples, delivers a satisfying crunch on the bottom crust, with a texture that falls somewhere between cafeteria nostalgia and legitimate pizzeria effort. The cheese pulls with that perfect elastic stretch, releasing aromatic notes of oregano and garlic that transport you to those late-night Vegas moments when only carbs will do. Here's where things get interesting. And I mean this quite literally. During my visit, an accidental collision of breakfast gravy and pizza created what I'm calling the MGM Serendipity Slice. A fusion that shouldn't work, but absolutely does. The rich, peppered sausage gravy melding with tomato sauce and mozzarella creates an umami bomb that would make any hangover cure jealous. This happy accident embodies what the MGM buffet does best: unpretentious comfort food that hits different when you're not expecting greatness. Moving to the breakfast burrito station, we encounter the buffet's hidden champion. The chorizo breakfast burrito deserves particular attention. Not because it revolutionizes the genre, but because it executes the fundamentals with surprising competence. The tortilla maintains structural integrity despite the generous filling, achieving that crucial balance between pliability and firmness. Inside, the chorizo delivers legitimate heat, with a paprika-forward spice blend that doesn't pull punches, while scrambled eggs provide creamy counterpoint and shredded cheese melts into golden ribbons throughout. When compared to the $18 breakfast burritos at Hash House A Go-Go or the $22 versions at Eat, this unlimited option starts looking like strategic genius. The key is understanding that at MGM, you're not paying for presentation or pedigree. You're paying for satisfaction per dollar. The meat carving station tells a more complex story, one that perfectly illustrates both the strengths and weaknesses of this operation. The ham emerges as the unexpected hero, with a honey glaze that caramelizes beautifully on the edges while maintaining a tender, juicy interior that speaks to proper temperature control. The texture hits that sweet spot between firm and yielding, with each slice revealing proper muscle grain and moisture retention. Compare this to the often dried-out ham at Luxor's buffet or the inconsistent offerings at Excalibur, and MGM starts to shine. The turkey, however, requires the diplomatic intervention of gravy to achieve palatability. Without that savory lifeline, you're dealing with protein that's crossed the line from well done to why bother, exhibiting that telltale stringy texture that signals overcooking. The top round beef presents an even more dramatic failure. Despite multiple attempts with different knives, the meat resisted all cutting efforts, with the determination of a Vegas blackjack dealer protecting the house edge. This isn't just tough meat. It's meat that's given up on being food entirely. When your beef requires power tools to portion, you've crossed from rustic into inedible. The Asian station offers redemption through surprisingly competent execution of buffet classics. The orange chicken, that most American of Chinese dishes, arrives with a glossy lacquer that catches the light like casino chips. The coating maintains crucial crispness even under the heat lamps, shattering to reveal tender chicken that's actually identifiable as poultry rather than mysterious protein. The sauce walks that tightrope between sweet and tangy, with real orange zest providing aromatic brightness that elevates it above the gloopy masses at lesser establishments. Mongolian beef continues the positive trend with properly velvetized meat that maintains tenderness despite extended holding time. The sauce carries authentic notes of ginger and scallion, with that characteristic sweet-savory balance that makes you reach for just one more piece. When fresh from the kitchen, these dishes rival what you'd pay $15 to $20 for at Panda Express's premium offerings or $25 to $30 at P.F. Chang's. The value proposition becomes clear when you can sample both without commitment. The seafood section, unmarked and mysterious, presents both opportunity and warning. The lack of labeling feels less like oversight and more like admission. Proceed at your own risk, written in absence rather than words. The sushi, limited to basic rolls, serves its purpose as palate cleanser rather than destination. The rice maintains proper temperature and seasoning, though the fish quality hovers at safe rather than special. Still, compared to the $12 per roll you'd pay at RA Sushi or the $15 to $18 at Yellowtail, even mediocre unlimited sushi adds value for those who appreciate quantity over quality. The key is managing expectations. This isn't Nobu, but it's also not food poisoning waiting to happen. The breakfast side of the brunch equation delivers exactly what hungover Vegas needs, without pretense or complication. French toast arrives properly custard-soaked with that essential eggy richness, achieving golden brown perfection on the griddle. The surface caramelizes just enough to provide textural interest without crossing into carbon territory. Syrup isn't artisanal maple harvested by flannel-clad Canadians, but it does the job with appropriate sweetness and viscosity. Waffles maintain structural integrity under syrup assault, with proper grid depth to capture butter and syrup in those crucial squares. The texture lands between crispy and fluffy, avoiding both the styrofoam consistency of bad buffet waffles and the sogginess that plagues poorly managed breakfast stations. Hash browns deserve special mention for achieving actual crispness, a rarity in buffet environments where steam tables usually transform potatoes into sad gray masses. These maintain distinct shredded texture with properly browned edges that shatter under fork pressure, revealing fluffy interior that tastes legitimately of potato rather than oil. The corned beef hash, while clearly from a can, at least owns its processed nature with confidence. Sometimes, in Vegas, authenticity means admitting you're serving comfort food rather than claiming farm-to-table providence that doesn't exist. Here's where pricing strategy becomes crucial to understanding MGM's position in the market. At $38.99 for Friday brunch, you're paying roughly what 2 cocktails would cost at the pool. Compare this to Wynn's $64.99 brunch, or Bellagio's $54.99 offering, and the math starts making sense for specific demographics. Families with teenagers who prioritize quantity, hungover bachelor parties seeking sustenance over sophistication, or budget-conscious visitors who want the buffet experience without the premium price tag. The station casino's properties like Red Rock or Green Valley Ranch might offer similar pricing, but they're 20 to 30 minutes off-strip. When you factor in Uber costs or rental car parking, MGM's location directly on Las Vegas Boulevard adds invisible value. Let's address the elephant in the room, the dessert station, where dreams go to die in a sugar-coated catastrophe. The carrot cake crumbles with the structural integrity of a demolished casino, its cream cheese frosting separated into oily components that suggest temperature abuse. German chocolate cake presents as a dense, dry brick that no amount of coconut pecan frosting can resurrect. The chocolate chips in the muffins have that waxy quality that suggests chocolate-flavored compound rather than actual cocoa butter. Yet, even here, redemption exists in unexpected places. The apple pie, labeled sugar-free as if apologizing for existing, actually delivers legitimate pastry satisfaction with properly spiced filling and crust that maintains flakiness. The bear claw, despite its ursine moniker, provides acceptable Danish satisfaction, with layers that separate properly and filling that tastes of actual fruit. The soft-serve ice cream, particularly the strawberry and pineapple varieties, offers refreshing respite with clean flavors and proper serving temperature. These aren't pastry chef creations that'll haunt your Instagram dreams, but they're honest endings to an honest meal. When Bellagio charges $15 for a single dessert that might not surpass these simple pleasures, perspective shift. The service elements deserve recognition for competent execution of basics. Tables are cleared promptly, stations are refilled with regularity, and staff maintains the professional invisibility that good buffet service requires. Drink service, while not exceptional, maintains consistency, with refills appearing before empty glasses become problematic. Compare this to the chaos at Circus Circus, or the indifference at Luxor, and MGM's competence shines brighter. The physical space, while not winning any design awards, maintains cleanliness and functionality. Tables don't wobble, chairs support adult humans without complaint, and sightlines to food stations remain unobstructed. The lighting avoids both the harsh fluorescence of budget operations and the trying-too-hard dimness of places attempting atmosphere they can't achieve. It's honest lighting for honest food, and there's something refreshing about that transparency. Let's talk strategy for maximizing value at MGM Grand Buffet. First, timing is everything. Arrive right at 11:30 a.m. when breakfast transitions to lunch for maximum variety and freshness. Second, start with the proteins and work backward to carbs, ensuring you're getting the highest value items before filling up on bread and pasta. Third, completely skip the first hour of service at 8 a.m. unless you're exclusively interested in breakfast items. The sweet spot hits between 11:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m., when kitchen turnover is highest and both breakfast and lunch items are available fresh. Avoid the 2 p.m. death zone when items have been sitting and the kitchen has checked out mentally. For beverage strategy, stick to water or included coffee and juice rather than paying additional for alcohol. At $15 for a mimosa or $12 for a Bloody Mary, drinks can quickly double your buffet investment with minimal return. If you must drink, the included coffee is actually decent, and the orange juice is real rather than tang adjacent. Save your alcohol budget for the casino floor, where at least you're getting free drinks while gambling. The competitive landscape in Vegas buffets has shifted dramatically post-2020, with many properties abandoning the model entirely. Mandalay Bay, Park MGM, and numerous others have shuttered their buffets permanently, creating a supply-demand imbalance that's pushed remaining buffet prices skyward. In this new reality, MGM Grand occupies an interesting middle ground. It's not competing with Bacchanal's 100-plus dishes or Wicked Spoon's individual portion innovation. Instead, it's offering a straightforward value proposition: decent food at a reasonable price in a convenient location. Sometimes in Vegas, that's exactly what you need. Consider the alternatives at the $40 price point on the Strip. You could get a mediocre burger and fries at Guy Fieri's, a basic breakfast at Hash House, or a single entree at Wolfgang Puck Express. None of those offer the variety, quantity, or flexibility of the buffet experience. The ability to sample 20 different items, even if none are exceptional, has inherent value for many diners. The transformation of Vegas from value destination to luxury playground has left gaps in the market. Not everyone wants or can afford the $150 per person dinner at Joel Robuchon or the $80 brunch at Sterling Brunch. MGM Grand Buffet serves the forgotten middle, the visitors who remember when Vegas meant value alongside excess. It's a buffet for people who understand that sometimes good enough is exactly right. Would I recommend MGM Grand Buffet to foodie friends seeking Instagram-worthy Vegas dining? Absolutely not. Send them to Wynn or Bellagio, where presentation matches price. Would I recommend it to a family of 4 on a budget who wants to fill up before a day of sightseeing? Without hesitation, especially at the $33.99 weekday price. Would I recommend it to hungover conventioneers seeking sustenance without pretense? This might be their best option on the entire Strip. The verdict on MGM Grand Buffet isn't about excellence, but about expectations. When judged against its historical self, today's iteration represents marked improvement from the disaster zone it once was. When evaluated against its direct price competitors, it holds its own, with strategic advantages in location and hours. When measured against the luxury buffets, it obviously falls short. But that's comparing a Toyota Camry to a Tesla. Both have their place in the transportation ecosystem, serving different needs at different price points. MGM Grand Buffet is the Camry of Vegas buffets, reliable, affordable, and utterly without pretense. The real question isn't whether MGM Grand Buffet is good in absolute terms. The question is whether it delivers appropriate value for its specific price point and target audience. For budget-conscious families, yes. For solo diners seeking variety without breaking the bank, absolutely. For groups where some members have restricted diets or picky eating habits, the variety ensures everyone finds something acceptable. For those seeking a transcendent culinary experience that'll define their Vegas trip, look elsewhere. In a city increasingly divided between ultra-luxury and bottom-barrel offerings, MGM Grand Buffet occupies vanishing middle ground. It's neither the best nor worst buffet in Vegas, neither the cheapest nor most expensive. It simply exists as an honest option for honest appetites at honest prices. In a city built on illusion, there's something refreshingly genuine about that proposition. The evolution of Vegas buffets from loss leader customer magnets to profit centers has fundamentally changed their role in the casino ecosystem. MGM Grand Buffet represents perhaps the last generation of traditional buffets, straightforward operations delivering predictable experiences at accessible prices. As more properties abandon the buffet model entirely or push prices into luxury territory, options like MGM become increasingly valuable for specific market segments. Not everyone can or wants to drop $80 on breakfast, regardless of how spectacular the spread might be. The demographic that MGM Grand Buffet serves best might surprise you. It's not budget travelers exclusively, but rather smart consumers who understand value proposition beyond mere price. Spending $40 here versus $80 at Bacchanal means an extra $40 for shows, gambling, or that helicopter tour you've been considering. For many visitors, that trade-off makes perfect sense. I've dined at every major buffet in Vegas over the years, from the legendary Sterling Brunch to the now-defunct Village Seafood at Rio. I've witnessed the rise and fall of buffet empires, the transformation from quantity to quality, and the current renaissance of premium unlimited dining. MGM Grand Buffet doesn't belong in the pantheon of Vegas buffet greatness, but it does deserve recognition for understanding its lane and staying in it. In a city where everyone's trying to be the biggest, best, or most expensive, there's wisdom in being consistently adequate at an appropriate price. MGM Grand Buffet won't change your life, blow your mind, or empty your wallet. Until we eat again, this is Red Lip, saying choose your buffets wisely, manage your expectations appropriately, and remember that sometimes in Vegas, good enough is exactly what you need. If you found value in this honest assessment, hit that like button, subscribe for more unfiltered Vegas dining intelligence, and ring that notification bell so you never miss our next culinary adventure. Next week, we're taking on the controversial subject of Vegas steakhouses. Which ones are worth the premium, and which are just charging for the zip code? Trust me, you won't want to miss that revelation.